The fact that Kuldeep Thakur had a BJP sticker on his SUV, a BJP sticker of someone who is fighting the upcoming elections in Haryana. Not only that, he got bail in just a few minutes after his arrest from the spot. And this is bail that was granted to him not by some court, but at the discretion of the station house officer in the police station, which means the police checked out what happened, the alarming reality of the fact that Kuldeep Thakur may have been linked to the BJP, the fact that he had a BJP sticker on his car, the fact that the victim was dead, the fact that Kuldeep Thakur did not even have a license on him at that point of time, and we don't know if he even has a license of any kind. He was given station bail on the spot and he was allowed to walk away, even while the blood of the victim was still fresh. His mother, as you can imagine, the mother of the victim, is inconsolable. Rekha Garg is saying, why was the driver of the SUV allowed to walk out of the police station on the very same day? She says, my son is dead. I need to make sure this never happens again. That is the curse of every parent facing their worst nightmare, losing a child. And yet, here in India, when we think that VIP bratishness, VIP privilege, the VIP long rope provided by the system to those linked to the powers that be is perhaps a thing of the past, this year has been a reminder that nothing has changed in this country. We are, in that respect, the same banana republic that we have always been. But remember this face, viewer, Kuldeep Thakur. Because India Today's reporting has shown that this was not a one-off incident. This coward who got bail very quickly, obviously invoking links, invoking names, maybe making a few phone calls and procuring very, very difficult to obtain station bail. This man is still out there. And this was not a one-off incident because Kuldeep Thakur has been challaned by the police several times before, as you will see in our reports coming up on this show. And he's been challaned, mind you, also for the crime of driving on the wrong side. This time he only happened to be picked up because someone actually died, and that too, he was granted bail in just a matter of minutes. What does it tell you about the police that tries to cover up the reality of what happened until India Today decided to pick up this story? What does it tell you about the administration in Gurugram that replied to India Today's coverage on Twitter? When I posted about the story that we did yesterday, the Gurugram police replied on Twitter saying, this man has been arrested as per the law. What they didn't tell you, and what they didn't tell us, and what they haven't told the public, is that the same police station used their discretion to grant this coward bail in a matter of minutes. Was that as per the law? Perhaps, technically speaking. But what about the fact that this man didn't have a license? And are we to now understand that the police has tried to even hide the fact? Is the police doing favors for Kuldeep Thakur now? Is the Gurugram police now working for some private individual just because he has some BJP sticker on his SUV? These are questions that are being asked right now because, as we've seen multiple times this year, viewer, unless there is a media spotlight, the law does not take its own course. Very frequently, and there are so many incidents this year where the criminal justice system, scrutinized and interrogated just mildly, has proven to be decrepit, broken, and completely compromised in favor of the powerful. Those with links, those with numbers, those who can speed dial someone in a ruling party, those with resources, those sitting inside an SUV with a BJP sticker, with the absolute reliability of being able to get station bail despite a corpse lying right behind that particular car. Where is Kuldeep Thakur now? We don't know. Will the police arrest him? Will they add more sections now that India Today has put the spotlight on this story? Is it only media heat and not the system and not the course of justice that will ensure that Kuldeep Thakur pays for his negligence, for committing a crime and taking the life of a young biker on the streets of the National Capital Territory? That's the question we're asking. And here's the next big disclosure in the Gurugram SUV accident that killed a young biker. The accused, Kuldeep Thakur, in this accident, get this, viewer, listen very carefully. Kuldeep Thakur, the man who was driving the SUV, reached out to an acquaintance after the accident to get a driving license with a back date. This coward called up a friend asking desperately to get him a backdated driving license after the accident, after the death of the biker Akshat Garg. Kuldeep Thakur, the driver of the SUV, called one of his friends saying, "Bhai, mujhe ek driving license dila de, backdated wala, otherwise I am in deep trouble." India Today and Aaj Tak spoke to that acquaintance of Kuldeep Thakur. Kuldeep's partner had first reached out to him on the 17th of September, seeing if a license can be arranged backdated. He's already committed a crime on the road, which has resulted in the death of a young man. And this coward then dials somebody. His first priority is to dial somebody asking for a backdated driver's license in order to try and mitigate the possible action that will be taken against him. Kuldeep Thakur also allegedly spoke to him asking to get him that license backdated. We asked him, he reached out to the police with information, to which he said he did not know what to do. Take a look at this.
17 सितंबर को आपको कॉल आया था. एग्जैक्टली किसका कॉल आया था? पहले कुलदीप का कॉल आया था या उनके पार्टनर का?
नहीं, मेरी मैम से बात हो रही थी.
हाँ, तो उन्होंने क्या एग्जैक्टली बोला था, एक बार बताइए.
उन्होंने बोला ये था कि चलाना तुम्हारे कोई लोन में है जो बैकडेट में लाइसेंस बना सकता है.
अच्छा, और ये मांग किसके लिए रहे थे?
उनका ही बनवाना था,
कुलदीप का लाइसेंस बनवाने के लिए. तो कुलदीप से तुम्हारी बात हुई थी इस बारे में?
मेरी कुलदीप जी से नहीं, इस बारे में ऐसी कुछ उनसे बात हुई थी. उन्होंने बस ऐसे बोला था कि हाँ अगर तुम्हारे में कोई ना उनसे बात कर ली एक बार.
तो तुम्हें क्यों फोन किया था ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस बनवा देने के लिए? मतलब ऐसा है तुम्हारे जान पहचान?
मेरा तो कोई नहीं जान बनने वाला. इन्होंने कुछ भी एक बार इंसिडेंट हुआ था ना, उस दिन इन्होंने उसके लिए हेल्प मांगी थी मेरे से कि तुम्हारे पास कोई लॉयर है कि नहीं. मंदिर मेरे पास नहीं है, बट है ना उनके पास लॉयर. तो मैंने उन्हीं को फोन किया था पहले कि ऐसे ऐसा उनको लॉयर चाहिए, ऐसा उनका इंसिडेंट हो गया.
और फिर इन्होंने तुम्हें बताया कि ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस नहीं है, बैक डेट में बनवा के दो.
हाँ.
तो तुमने क्या बोला?
पूछा, मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. मैंने बोला मैंने देखता हूँ मैं, ठीक है. फिर मैंने ऐसे बोला.
तो आपने पूछा नहीं कि बिना ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस गाड़ी क्यों चला रहे थे? ये तो एक जुर्म ही है एक तरीके
से. मेरे को तो ये भी नहीं पता था कि क्या नाम है मेरे पास लाइसेंस नहीं. मेरे को तो ये पता लग रहा था कि लाइसेंस तो है इनके पास. मेरे को तो ये भी नहीं पता था लाइसेंस नहीं है इनके पास.
I want to bring in India Today's Shreya Chatterjee, who has broken every layer of this story, forcing the entire national media to stop doing whatever else they're doing and pay attention to this important story. Shreya, this is incredible. The priority of Kuldeep Thakur, obviously just possibly just minutes after this horrible accident in which Akshat Garg was killed by a SUV being driven by Kuldeep Thakur on the wrong side, his first priority was to arrange a backdated license. That's what his friend or partner is alleging now.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. It's extremely shocking. We had this information since yesterday. We also tried to get it confirmed via the Gurugram police. Shiv, we have audio conversations of senior officials of Gurugram police who also admitted that, yes, there is a driving license. It's only when we informed this to the family of the deceased and subsequently it then trickled down to the police is when today the Gurgaon police has come on record and agreed that, yes, a driving license was not furnished by Kuldeep Thakur, and now they are taking it as a matter that he does not have a driving license and they will file fresh sections. What was the Gurgaon police doing from Sunday till Friday? Why could they not act independently? That is a question that they are still continuing to evade.
This is incredible, Shreya, because what you're suggesting is if the Gurugram police initially told you, and on the record, and you have phone records of that, that that a driving license was there. This means that someone in that police station or someone in the Gurugram police has lied to you, a journalist, on a direct question of that driving license, possibly in order to cover up. Because the very fact that this man did not or does not have a driving license and was still given station bail, half an hour, 45 minutes after his quote-unquote arrest, means that someone was helping him inside that police station.
Well, absolutely. This was an entire case that was being misled for the first time of the arrest in itself. The family members reached out suspecting the same. In fact, the video footage, which we all know, Shiv, initially wasn't even taken by the police. It's only on Wednesday when that the police reached out to the deceased friend Pradyuman, who's also the complainant in the case, and then finally took the video footage. So before giving him bail, they did not even take the footage as an evidence. The police did not act proactively. They did not give the information about the driving license. They also misled journalists, including me and my other colleagues in the organization. They had reached out, and clearly there are officials who actually on record said that there was a driving license. What did happen suddenly that now when the family members have also put pressure that the Gurgaon police had to come in the open? This is a clear case where there was a hush up that was being attempted. But right now, when the spotlight is there, we only hope from here the Gurgaon police acts and does their job as they are supposed to do.
Incredible how just a couple of phone calls in just a few minutes by Shreya and her team have nailed the first layer of what could be a larger cover-up. And I promise you, we will uncover every wrongdoing if it has happened at the police level in granting Kuldeep Thakur bail. Shreya, stay with me, because the disclosures in this Gurugram case are truly unnerving. The accused Kuldeep Thakur, who's out on bail, who got station bail from the police, not from a court, not from anywhere else, but station bail. He has failed to provide his driving license to the police. You've just heard a conversation of a partner alleging that he was looking for a backdated license because he didn't have one. Thakur's SUV bearing a BJP sticker struck and killed that young biker Akshat Garg while driving on the wrong side of the road. The entire incident was caught on a GoPro camera by Akshat's biker friend who was riding just about 100 feet behind. But it took the police almost 3 days to even collect that crucial evidence. In fact, the person who was recording that video says his video evidence was initially rejected by the police. The unanswered questions are piling up. Take a look at this report.
A shocker on the road in Gurugram's upscale DLF Phase 2. Young biker Akshat Garg lost his life in a horrific crash on September 15th after an SUV on the wrong side of the road rammed his bike. Kuldeep Thakur, the driver of the SUV, was arrested but allowed to leave on bail by Gurugram police, even though he failed to produce a valid driving license.
ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस अभी तक पेश नहीं कर पाया है एक्यूज्ड, तो हम लोग यही मान रहे हैं कि उसके पास ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस नहीं है, जिसके संबंध में जो अनुसंधान अधिकारी हमको निर्देश दे दिए गए हैं कि इसमें जो भी संबंधित धाराएं हैं वो मुकदमे में ऐड कर और आगे कार्रवाई इसमें की जाए।
Thakur's SUV had a BJP sticker on its bonnet, sparking whispers of influence and privilege. The suspect has a history of driving violations, including wrong side driving and parking. India Today accessed records that revealed he was fined for these offences in August. And yet he was back behind the wheel, once again driving on the wrong side. The fatal incident was caught on a GoPro camera worn by Akshat's friend, Pradyuman Kumar, who witnessed the crash. Pradyuman alleges that despite the clear evidence, the police took no steps to secure the video immediately.
अक्षत जो थे इम्पैक्ट टक्कर जैसे ही हुई उनकी कार के साथ उसी मोमेंट पे देयर वाज अक्षत से कोई पॉजिटिव रिस्पांस नहीं आया था। टोटल एक्सीडेंट से लेकर एम्बुलेंस के आने एंड अक्षत को एम्बुलेंस में बिठाने में लगी। मैंने उनको ये वीडियो दिखाया था, मैंने उनको ये भी बताया था कि मेरे कैमरा में इस इंसिडेंट का वीडियो रिकॉर्ड हुआ है। उन्होंने वीडियो देखा, लेकिन उसके बाद वीडियो उन्होंने मुझसे कल कॉल करके शेयर करने बोला था।
ये वीडियो एक एविडेंस है, उसके बावजूद भी उनकी अरेस्टिंग और बेल के बीच में ये वीडियो आपसे नहीं लिया गया था।
Investigators showed up 3 days later to seek the footage. The question hanging in the air: why the delay? Akshat's family is demanding answers.
यही मांग है कि मेरे बच्चे को इंसाफ मिले और मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए। एक गलत इंसान ने एक मेरे बच्चे को मार दिया। हमारे बीमार माँ बाप की सेवा करता, छोटी बहन को पालता, हमारे पालने वाला हमारा बच्चा चला गया और पुलिस क्यों नहीं हेल्प कर रही है हमारी, क्यों नहीं हेल्प कर रही?
The unanswered questions are piling up. Why was bail granted so quickly, especially when Kuldeep could not produce a valid driving license? Why did police take 3 days to seek accident footage? Why was there no police vigilance on a high-speed lane near Belvedere Park, a hot spot for accidents? Does the BJP sticker on the SUV hint at political protection? Akshat's family is left battling for justice with no clear answers forthcoming.
बच्चा चला गया और पुलिस क्यों नहीं हेल्प कर रही है हमारी, क्यों नहीं हेल्प कर रही?
With Shreya Chatterjee and Himanshu Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And this story is becoming more absurd and more farcical, but here's just what media pressure can actually do. The Gurugram police now, under scrutiny from India Today, has set a public deadline for the accused Kuldeep Thakur to produce his driving license. Sources telling India Today that if Kuldeep Thakur fails to produce his driving license, stringent sections can be added to the charges against him. I want to go across to India Today's Shreya Chatterjee once again on this. Shreya, this is bizarre. You know, I am unable to understand this. The Gurugram police is making themselves sound actually worse by now, putting a deadline saying you better produce a driver's license. That would have been the basic minimum thing to first get from the driver of the SUV when he was arrested and taken to the police station. By now saying we have given him a deadline to produce a driving license, they've put the harsh glare of public scrutiny on themselves. Because without a driving license, they gave this guy bail.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. You know, everyone driving on the roads of NCR would suggest that a missing driving license and a driving menace can actually put them under a lot of harassment. And here, a man is driving on a wrong side, does not have a driving license, kills a man on Sunday. Today is a Friday. Gurgaon police seemingly is still giving them a deadline to produce the driving license. The question rather would be that is Gurgaon police giving time to the accused to get a backdated driving license, because we have a on-record conversation with an acquaintance who Kuldeep Thakur has reached out to get a backdated license. Why is this time being given to an accused in the first place is the bigger question that Gurgaon police must answer.
They have to. Why they lied initially. They lied initially and then they've tried to cover up now. And so brazen has been the Gurugram police. They even replied to our reporting yesterday, Shreya, on Twitter. When we shared a video of our chat yesterday, they said he's been arrested as per the law. And then you've had various people from the audience saying, well, if he's been arrested by the law, can you clarify whether he's got bail or not? And there was total silence as far as that is concerned. Now it is clear why that silence was there, because clearly some kind of damage control must have been happening between yesterday and today, Shreya.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. And there are senior officials in concern. Why no action against them? This is a basic protocol. If a person has been caught in a case related to an accident, negligent driving, wrong side driving, seizing of driving license is the basic first step of it. We are talking about an accident which happened on a Sunday. Why did media reportage on the incident had to be awaited up till a Friday for Gurugram police to wake up for a driving license? Why did the Gurugram police also initially, senior officials, Shiv, we have audio recordings of it, also said that yes, there was a driving license. There are too many confusions to the story. What we expect from our policing agencies in these incidents is take the matter seriously, investigate independently, because as we've been reporting again and again, wrong side driving is a big menace. It shouldn't be treated like this, and especially VIP treatment should definitely not be given to such accused in these cases.
The message that has been sent out is that far from justice for the victim in this particular case, the criminal justice system, the law and order machinery favors a person who was driving without a driving license, driving on the wrong side of the road, and a person who obviously had that much influence that he was able to procure station bail in a matter of just about 30 or 40 minutes and has walked free. And now belatedly the police has said, show us your driving license. This kind of banana republic, textbook example of a banana republic, you can't find a better one than this particular case. Thanks very much, Shreya, for getting us the latest on that. We will continue to track and continue to ask the questions on this particular case. Remember, the BJP has been totally silent. They have not clarified on what their link is with Kuldeep Thakur, why there was a BJP sticker on his SUV, what kind of link does he have. We do know that he does some social media and marketing work perhaps for the BJP and maybe some other parties, but why was there a BJP MLA sticker on that SUV? These things are never coincidences in this country, viewer. That's the reason why we will continue to shine the light on this story. Coming up after this break, the demand for a CBI probe into the Tirupati prasadam adulteration storm. The Naidu government in Andhra released a report that has triggered a national fire over beef fat, animal fat, lard, fish oil, etc. in the famous Tirupati prasadam. We'll tell you more on the other side.
Just came around to say hello.
Motorola Razr 50. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
India Today Conclave 2024. September 25th and 26th, Mumbai. Book your seat now. Visit indiatodayconclave.com.
आज की कांग्रेस में देशभक्ति की आत्मा दम तोड़ चुकी है। आज की कांग्रेस में नफरत का भूत दाखिल हो गया है। आप देखिए, आज कांग्रेस के लोगों की भाषा, उनकी बोली विदेशी धरती पर जाकर उनके देश विरोधी एजेंडे, समाज को तोड़ना, देश को तोड़ने की बात करना, भारतीय संस्कृति और आस्था का अपमान करना, ये वो कांग्रेस है जिसे टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग और अर्बन नक्सल के लोग चला रहे हैं। आज देश की सबसे बेईमान और सबसे भ्रष्ट कोई पार्टी है तो वो पार्टी कांग्रेस पार्टी है। देश का सबसे भ्रष्ट परिवार कोई है तो वो कांग्रेस का शाही परिवार है।
Fish oil used in prasad laddus. TDP accuses YSR CP of desecration.
కావాల్సినటువంటి ముడి సరుకులన్నీ కూడా నాసి రకం వాడడం, అది కాకుండా పవిత్రమైన దేవాలయాల్లో కూడా అపవిత్రమైన ముడి సరుకులు వాడడం, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసి కంపు చేశారు.
Jagan defiant. Dismisses TDP charges.
What has actually happened here is just a routine practice which is being twisted for political gains.
Pawan bat for Sanatan Raksha Board. Free our tempers chorus grows louder. Tirupati prasadam politics. Top focus on 5 Live.
The Tirupati temple, a place of worship for devotees all across India and Hindus all across the world, where the prasadam, the laddu, holds a special place in the hearts of millions of people who go there every year. The big storm over the alleged use of animal fat, beef tallow, in the prasadam has left more than just a bitter aftertaste, sparking national outrage and a fiery, angry political showdown. Here's what we know so far.
Huge row over alleged adulterated ghee used in Tirupati prasadam. National Dairy Development Board's lab test on some samples of cow ghee procured by the Tirumala Tirupati Devsthanam contained traces of fish oil, beef tallow, lard or pig fat.
It is adulterated with animal fats. So it is lard, which is a pig fat, then palm oil and beef tallow, then fish oil included, rapeseed, linseed and all these things. It's like a concoction of all these.
The temple board statement comes days after Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu at an event meeting claimed that animal fat was used in Tirupati laddus during the previous regime of Jagmohan Reddy.
కావాల్సినటువంటి ముడి సరుకులన్నీ కూడా నాసి రకం వాడడం, అది కాకుండా పవిత్రమైన దేవాలయాల్లో కూడా అపవిత్రమైన ముడి సరుకులు వాడడం, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసి కంపు చేశారు.
Later, TDP spokesperson Annam Venkata Rama Reddy held a press conference displaying the lab report which confirmed the presence of beef tallow, fish oil and pig fat in the ghee sample. The centre has sought a report from the Andhra Pradesh government.
जो रिपोर्ट है जिस सोर्स से आई है उस रिपोर्ट को पूरी तहकीकात करके उसके सारे पहलुओं को ध्यान में रख करके सूटेबल एक्शन विल बी टेकन अकॉर्डिंगली। जो भी कानून के दायरे में और जो भी हमारी नियमावली फूड सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया के तहत आती है उसके तहत हम इस पर कार्रवाई करेंगे।
Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan called for a Sanatan Dharm board to look into all temple issues and urged a debate on temple management in the country. Jagan's party YSRCP has moved the High Court, accusing Chief Minister Naidu of making heinous allegations for political gains.
Animal fat geek బదులు వాడినారని ఇదే పెద్ద మనిషి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ముఖ్యమంత్రి హోదాలో ఉంటూ ఒక ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా తాను మాట్లాడిన మాటలివి.
The BJP and Congress has trained guns on Jagan Mohan Reddy, seeking a CBI probe.
उसकी CBI से जांच होनी चाहिए। CBI के जांच के दायरे में आना चाहिए कि कितने रुपए का घी लिया गया, कौन चर्बी का घी क्यों लिया गया, और दूसरा प्रश्न ये हिंदू धर्म के साथ घोर अत्याचार है।
We are demanding a CBI inquiry into this issue because it is not a small issue. It does not pertain to a small group of people, but to crores of people. We have also written to the Home Minister of India, Mr. Amit Shah, demanding for a CBI inquiry into this matter.
Allegations of adulterated ghee being used to make Tirupati laddus has become a political flashpoint. The state government now faces the challenge of restoring trust among devotees and preventing the situation from escalating to bigger crisis. With Apurva Jayachandran in Tirupati in Andhra, Bureau Report, India Today.
And the breaking news coming in on this story is that Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister and actor Pawan Kalyan has pitched for a national Sanatan Dharm Raksha board. Pawan Kalyan says it's time for a national board to manage temples. He's basically blaming the management of temples and the way in which temples have been managed in different parts of the country for what is perhaps happening at the Tirupati Devasthanam in Tirupati, in Tirumala, where the prasad is alleged to be containing beef fat and other adulterants. Pawan Kalyan has lashed out at former Andhra Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. He says for years, substandard ghee went unnoticed.
Maybe we don't know. Maybe there's someone is there. Maybe they said, we don't know. But they said people were saying, complaining regularly, the smelling of something which is not the usual prasad. A lot of times people used to come to me and they said, see what's happening. Maybe you have to put for us, some kind of lab testing. There are many things, such things. I thought no one would be dare to violate, play with this kind of sentiments. I thought of it, but we didn't give I was looking at other things in TTD. But when this particular issue came, when the new EO came, we looked at it. I said, we want to revive the TTD board. Whatever had been TTD, a lot of mismanagement had been done, misappropriation of funds had been done. They started a thing called Srivani Trust. And they don't know what these guys had done under the, I think TTD chairman was Mr. Subbareddy Garu, and EO was Mr. Dharma Reddy. So we have been consistently raising our concerns regarding the quality of prasad and regarding the functioning of TTD itself. And we are quite hurt, quite in a state of shock. And people have taken it for granted to play that kind of games. Here it is, when people of no commitment and no value and no respect for the sanctity of a temple, and if they take charge, this is what exactly happens. In the name of politicking, they went for some substandard things, and that's the result of it.
So the campaign to free temples from government control has obviously got a very, very powerful boost over the allegations of adulteration of the Tirupati prasadam with beef fat and fish oil, etc. Temples in government control. Let's show you what the arguments for are. Ensures equality and no discrimination in temples, say those who are pro-government control. Funds not swindled by any group or administration is what they claim. Government ensures upkeep of temples. Now, here's what the argument against those who want to free, including Pawan Kalyan, who want to free temples from government control. They say no other religious institutions are controlled by the government. So why temples? Funds belong to devotees, not the government. The government is not answerable or accountable on issues of temple maintenance, on quality control of prasadam, like we're seeing in the Tirupati case, and many other concerns that have come to the fore. Let's get some clarity on a complicated and sensitive issues that goes to the heart of the faith of millions of people who visit the Tirupati, Tirumala Devasthanam temples in Tirupati and other parts of the country and the world, and freeing temples from government control in general. Dushyant Sridhar, very well-known Vedic speaker, someone who has commented on this issue as well, joins me live. Dushyant, good evening. Thanks for your time here on India Today and on 5 Live. My first question to you is on the specific case that has, made this issue enter the headlines in such an angry way, Dushyant, about the prasadam in the Tirupati temple being adulterated with, with beef fat and lard and those kinds of things. Who do you blame for that kind of thing happening? Do you think that government control is at the heart of what has happened here?
Namaskaram, Shiv. Namaskaram to the viewers of India Today. The blame is on all of us, Shiv. Because pinning it on just one person, one government is not enough. All these decades, we have let the government control the temples. This wouldn't have happened to any other community. So we are also partakers. When Bhishma was a mute spectator, when Draupadi was humiliated, he too had to sleep on the bed of arrows. He did no harm to Draupadi, but he was a mute spectator. So are we. We are mute spectators when religious places of worship, especially of the Hindu religion, is under the control of the government. So when it is under the control of the government, such things are bound to happen, not because of the mistrust, because the government has no business to be in temples. Point number one. Yeah. And point number two, some people do raise this issue. Is this about vegetarians and non-vegetarians? Absolutely not. The Constitution gives the right to an individual to choose what they want to eat. This is not about the interference in somebody's food habits. It's about following the rules of this temple, which goes on Vaikhanasa Agama. The Tirupati Tirumala temple, I'm sure your viewers should know that it follows the Vaikhanasa Agama. And Vaikhanasa Agama has a set of principles governing it as to how puja should be done, what prasadam should be done. And there is a document called as Tirumalai Olugu, which has been written for the last 1,000 years, stating as to what are the practices, what are the donations given by different kings. It also talks about prasadam. You'll be surprised, Shiv, we can't even use chili. Largely in temples governed by agamas, we can use only pepper. We can't use oil. Such is the intricacy of making prasadam. And here we are seeing that there are traces of fish oil, traces of beef. Is this something which is an orchestrated attack on the religion? Because no person who is true to his or her consciousness would ever want to attack the belief system of another person, fellow citizen in this country. And if this has happened under the watch of the government, this is where the government comes under the control. If it has happened under the watch of the government, then the government should take responsibility rather than the blame game which is happening now. At the end of the day, I'm sure, Shiv, I'm not being pessimistic. Nobody is going to be court-martialed. Nobody is going to be punished. True. And Hindus are going to be affected the way they have been affected all these years.
No, I share your skepticism as far as, accountability and whether actual change will happen. I'm sorry to say I definitely share your skepticism, Dushyant, on that fact. But just to get, clarify one point, are you saying that you think that, that this is, that there is something insidious about what's going on, something deliberate deliberate about what's going on, or could it be some kind of logistical quality control issue, something more mundane? I mean, equally unforgivable, but something more mundane. What do you think?
In chemistry, in the laboratory that any chemistry student handles, there is a process called titration, and no single value endpoint is noted. So there is always something called as a concurrent titer value. So I firmly believe, as a student of science, that there should be multiple tests and multiple sampling which is to be done. So to even confirm. So if people have a disbelief in a certain laboratory in a certain state, to clear the qualms, I think it can go to another laboratory, another state. But the point is, if going by when we don't trust our very own agencies, then what do we trust on? So if a central agency, which is headquartered in Gujarat, gives you this particular report, at the outset, we have to believe the report, unless and until there is another report which is equally done, which is absolutely diametrically opposite to what is stated in the report. So going by the report, it affects the sentiments of the Hindus. And one more thing that you did ask.
Yes.
In the last 5 years, when the previous government in Andhra Pradesh was in the helm of affairs, there were multiple factual information that were also corroborated, stating about the rise of other places of worship in and around the Tirumala hill. See, again, as a country, I never say that this is the Hindu area, that's a Muslim area. That's not my argument. But going by the very information that we receive, why sudden uprise in the other places of worship? If it is one or two, it is fine. There are reports which suggest there are many. And there were questions also about the declaration given by the previous sitting chief minister, Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy, at that point in time, because he is known to be a person who follows the Christianity as his religion. And it is mandated that a person who comes from another religion should give a declaration that I believe in Venkateshwara, I believe in the temple practices. And I've heard, I'm not sure, the allegations that he has not given such a declaration. So all these do give doubts in the minds of people. I'm not blaming it on one person. Him belonging to another religion doesn't matter to me at all. He's free to practice. But all these questions do raise, and these questions, Shiv, to be very particular, were there since his father's days as well. Sri Rajashekara Reddy's adherence to Christianity and thereby some actions in Tirumala, Tirupati, were also some questions raised. And today, when the prasadam has such a report coming, I'm sure people will want to connect the dots and create a picture out of it. So to make things clear, I feel that there should be a very unbiased probe, probably monitored by a central agency again, or a court, to decide what is really happening. Otherwise, it affects the sentiments of Hindus, because people across the nation and people across the globe visit Tirumala, Tirupati. It is no normal temple that we see in the street corner. It is Tirupati. I can't give an equivalent for other religions. It would be wrong, but this is a very important shrine for Hindus across the world. And if this is the allegation, it does hurt the sentiments.
And you're right, because the very grave charges that are being made, people who are sort of drawing a pattern around the many decisions that have been taken appear to suggest that there is something insidious going on. Jagan Mohan Reddy has officially and categorically denied any of these allegations. He's also put out information into the public domain to support his categorical denial that there was any malified or that this information is actually accurate. This is an ongoing story. It's a story in motion, as I call it. But Dushyant, one final question is, like you rightly said, this isn't no temple is ordinary, but among temples, the Tirupati temple is perhaps one of the most well-known, one of the most regarded in terms of the millions of devotees who visit from all over the world every single day. Given that, and given the seriousness of the what this report brings forward, you cannot think of anything worse for ardent devotees than what this report suggests. And given that, Dushyant, do you think this could be some kind of a tipping point as far as government control of temples is concerned? Or do you think ultimately it will be a firestorm for a few days and then devout Hindus too will just go back to normal?
Very quickly, you did say about the significance of Tirumala Tirupati. See, in Rigveda, there is a Rik. Arai kane vikate girim gaccha sadanve shirim bitasya chevishtve chatayamasi. the very mantra points to the significance of Tirumala Tirupati. So in the Rig Veda, this mountain finds mention. There is mention in many Puranas, Tamil ancient literature, all the Kirtanas, plenty of Kavya written. So it's an important temple, no doubt.
Yeah.
Coming to, yes, this is going to be, 2 weeks back, I was very much at the India Today discussing about the Tiruchendurai temple in Tamil Nadu, which is 1,500 years old, which the Waqf board says it belongs to us. Last week, I was on your very channel discussing about the stone pelting in Ganesh Chaturthi processions.
Correct.
This week, I am talking about the adulteration that is allegedly said to have happened in the prasadam of the very famous Tirumala Tirupati. Like how there was no action on week 1 and 2, there will be no action on this as well. So we will be meeting on another attack on the Hindu religious beliefs the next week. Till then, I think I have to wait for my conversation with you, Shiv.
Dushyant Sridhar, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us with your insights on this story. Very, very serious. Most certainly no laughing matter. We'll have to wait and see whether it's going to be business as usual, no heads roll, accountability is not fixed, and just the political blame game fires itself off, and then everyone goes back to work. Beef fat, pig fat, fish oil, this is what the holy prasadam at the Lord Venkateshwara temple in Tirumala was allegedly adulterated with. A dairy lab report confirms these adulterants in the ghee, sparking a nationwide controversy. Take a look at the full report.
Beef fat, pig fat, fish oil. This is what the holy prasadam at the revered Lord Venkateshwara temple in Tirumala was allegedly made with. A dairy lab report confirmed the presence of these adulterants in the ghee used to make the prasadam, and it's triggered a nationwide controversy.
We don't have any internal lab to test adulteration in the ghee. And also there is no system of testing the quality of ghee for adulteration in outside labs also. There is no system. We could have explored, we could have done it, it's very easy. The rates are so low that everyone can say, not necessarily an expert, anyone will say that it is a, you cannot get ghee, pure cow ghee, which is offered to Swami at this rate, 320 rupees per kg.
From fish oil, lard to beef tallow, these were some of the ingredients that a shocking report has come out from Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, where we are at. In fact, these reports that have now come out exposes the kind of gaps and glitches that had been going on in the TTD Devasthanams over the last 5 years.
The TDP has cited this report to accuse the YSRCP of hurting the sentiments of lakhs of Hindus. But who supplied the ghee? Allegedly, it was AR Foods, based in Tamil Nadu's Dindigul, but they denied all allegations of using animal fat.
This has happened in June, July. Okay. And we have supplied not even 0.1 the total requirement of Tirupati. Okay. Out of that, they have made a complaint after receipt of 4 tankers. They accepted and paid. Okay. And the 5th tanker, they gave a complaint, and we have challenged it, and we have given the counterpart report. Okay. And we are also sending the tankers only by testing from reputed NABL lab and certified by the Mark Authority.
So we are denying all charges, sir. There was no mixture of.
Already we have denied and we have challenged, and it is on the process. Quite okay.
It's not just the TDP. Former priests at the temple are also alleging that there were complaints about the quality of ghee.
Since last 5 years, there has been alterations in the timings of food offerings and the duration of the food offerings. It's my immediate duty to meet the Honorable CM and explain to him about what has been going on and what are the steps to be taken to rectify all these things.
The YSRCP in response has lashed out at TDP, even moving the Andhra High Court, seeking a High Court judge monitored probe into the charges raised by Naidu. CM Naidu has promised a detailed probe while condemning the use of contaminated ghee in the prasadam.
కావాల్సినటువంటి ముడి సరుకులన్నీ కూడా నాసి రకం వాడడం, అది కాకుండా పవిత్రమైన దేవాలయాల్లో కూడా అపవిత్రమైన ముడి సరుకులు వాడడం, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసి కంపు చేశారు.
The shocking details that have emerged of the adulteration of ghee has led to serious questions of the rot and corruption plaguing Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. With Apurva Jayachandran in Tirupati, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now up next, 6 p.m. Prime with Preeti Chaudhary, a demand for a CBI probe into the Tirumala adulteration row is our top story. That's with Preeti next.
Shut the door. Your antics make me bored, cause I just came around to say hello.
Motorola Razr 50. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Hi, I am AI anchor Sana, bringing the top headlines for you, presented by Motorola. India extends crucial support to Maldives, $50 million budgetary aid for another year. Qatar Airways bans passengers from carrying pagers, walkie-talkies on Lebanon flights. Apple iPhone 16 series go on sale in India, long queue of people outside Apple stores.
Pakistan's defense minister on a TV channel in Pakistan claims that Pakistan and National Conference Congress are on the same page when it comes to restoration of Article 370 and 35A. This is not the first time that the Congress, National Conference are singing the tunes of Pakistan. In fact, Rahul Gandhi was the first one to utter statements in sync with Pakistan's statements on Article 370. Why, for the sake of elections, would Congress Party and National Conference now allow foreign powers and inimical powers to intervene into India's matter, to become puppets of their agenda? 3, time and again, in Desh Modi Virod, you end up doing such Desh Virod that you stand with the enemy of the state, enemy of the country.
आप लोग की क्या बेसिक मांगे हैं अभी देख करके कि पुलिस ने आरोपी को बेल दे दी?
मेरी यही मांग है कि मेरे बच्चे को इंसाफ मिले और मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए। एक गलत